Good morning and welcome to Monday Marketing with Suzanne. I am Suzanne Moore and I'm delighted to have you here for week 7, which means it's the last week in my Selling Without Feeling Salesy series. I help independent entrepreneurial women figure out what the 2 to 3 things are that they really need to be focused on right now in order to bring revenue into their business and not get stuck in their to-do list, feeling like they are in an endless game of whack-a-mole. Now, over the last 6 weeks, we have been talking, as I said, about selling without feeling salesy, because I know a lot of women who don't like the selling process because they don't like how it makes them feel. And of course, when we don't like something, we don't do it very well, usually, do we? So we talked first about attraction marketing, and we talked about building trust with our audience. We talked about connecting with your ideal clients, really creating a heart-to-heart connection. We talked about getting curious about what they have going on, and also about focusing on service rather than selling. And then last week, we talked about being courageously honest in the sales process, because let's face it, a lot of times people get so involved in telling you the good things, the good things, the good things about what they're selling. Sometimes they forget about being realistic in what someone needs to do in order to enact or be successful with whatever it is they're selling, right? Now, this week's lesson, I will tell you, I do think that this week's lesson is the hardest of all of them, okay? And that is because this week's lesson is about releasing the outcome. So if you have been through this entire sales process and you have done all of these things, the only thing left to do is allow someone to make a decision, right? You cannot make them choose you. You cannot make them choose you, right? Ultimately, they have to do it. They have to have the confidence in themselves that they can enact what it is you are providing to them, right? And that they can support the investment of it. So why do we want to release the outcome? Well, the first reason is that we cannot control another person's decision. We can't. It's up to them. And their no isn't really to or about you. I should say it's not really about you. It's actually about themselves, right? When someone says no to what you are offering them, it is because of their own fear, their own lack of belief in themselves, their own lack of self-confidence. If you have taken them through all these other steps of the sales process, the attraction marketing, the getting curious, really explaining how your solution can make the difference for them, they have to make the decision for themselves. And again, if they say no, it's not about you. So how do we release the outcome, right? I mean, this is tough to do. It is really tough to do because we're invested. I mean, A, we want to make the money, and B, we want to help them, and C, we've been through this whole process and we're working hard, right? But what we have to remember is that our worthiness is not the result of their decision. Our worthiness is not the result of their decision. Our worthiness comes from within us and the solutions we provide and our belief in those solutions. And when someone else makes the choice not to invest in themselves to be a part of what we are offering, that is about their feelings on their own worthiness. It is not about their feelings on our worthiness, right? So, I want to tell a little story here. And I actually just recently wrote this story into my book. Imagine that. Um, Years ago, when I had my virtual assistant business, I was supporting a client who was a coach, and she had launched many programs, and she often got like 15 to 20 people into her programs. And we had done all the things for this launch. I mean, we were on it, right? And I was feeling really invested in it. I was super excited to see what would happen. And this was I have definitely progressed in my own mindset, right? From then to now. And so, of course, the launch, like the offer closed on a Sunday night, and the next day we were meeting as a team, and I could not wait to wake up on Monday morning and see what had happened. So Monday morning, I went in and I looked, and I was like ready to see like 20 sales, and there were 5. And I was like, oh my gosh, my client is going to be so upset. And I was ready to be her shoulder to cry on, right? I was ready. And we got on the phone for our meeting, and she was all business. She was great. She was like, "Okay, now we need to do this. We need to do this. We need to change this and update this." And I was like, "Are you okay? Cuz you usually do better than this." And she just said, "Suzanne, the 5 people who were meant to step forward for this program did. And they're going to have an amazing experience. And the others just weren't meant to be there at this time." And I remember being like, is she for real? Or is she just, kind of telling me this to make me feel better? Or because she wants to like be the confident boss? But I worked with her for a while after that, and I I learned more about her mindset, and since then I've learned a lot more about mindset in general. And I was like, no. She knew she'd done the work to know that the fact that other people didn't come on board was not about her. We had done all the right things to fill that program, and it was full with 5 people. And those 5 people had an amazing experience. And so, as much as we want so deeply to, hit certain goals, hit certain numbers, all of those things, we have to release the outcome on any individual, on the choice of any individual, because we cannot make them choose to work with us. And we cannot create confidence in them. It has to come from them. So that is what I wanted to share about this topic. If I can support you in any way with it, I would love for you to reach out with me. You're always welcome to connect with me and have a strategy session with me. You can do that at schedulewithsuzanne.as.me. Again, schedulewithsuzanne.as.me. And next week, I have a new series starting, and it is called What to Prioritize When You Don't Have Enough Clients. So I look forward to seeing you at that. Take care and have a great week.